All right, so let's introduce the concept of algebra now, and this video is going to be basically about the intuition of algebra, that why and what exactly is algebra, and why do we even need to have algebra in maths? Because some of you might be, very frustrated that why do we even have to study algebra? And some of you might be thinking that, yeah, I was good with mathematics unless those alphabets started to get into it. So yeah, um, I hope after watching this video, you would actually be feeling much more relaxed, and you would actually be feeling much more comfortable with those alphabets that invaded the world of mathematics, right? So in mathematics, we are always adding the stuff up, right? So we are always adding the stuff up. For example, we are adding 5 plus 3 together, and we know that it becomes equal to 8, right? So what did we actually do here? We just added two terms. This is the first term. This is the second term, and we got another term, which is the result of the summation of the two terms that we added on the left-hand side of this equation. So this is the first thing we need to see. This whole thing is called an equation because it has a sign of equality right here, and it is saying that the term on the right hand side is equal to the terms or the sum of the terms on the left hand side. So this is basically a balance sort of thing. You could just see it in this way, that you can draw a balance right here, and this side of the balance is the left hand side, and this is the right hand side, and we are adding 5 and 3, and it is giving us a result that is equal to 8. The balance will be in a balanced state because the sum of 5 plus 3 is 8, right? What is algebra basically? Algebra is just that you are not dealing with these fixed numbers anymore. Instead of using these numbers, what you're actually using is, for example, some boxes, some unknown boxes that you don't know the values of, right? So for example, you're adding two boxes and you're getting a third box, right? So you could just see it in this way. For example, you have a balance, and you are just having two boxes here, and you're having a third box which is greater than the first two boxes, and here, and you know that since this balance is balanced, this seesaw is balanced, you must know that the values of these two boxes on the left hand side should be equal to the value of something that is on the right hand side. And if, for example, there are some balls or apples or oranges or whatever that is present inside these boxes, for example, there are 8 oranges or apples, whatever that is present in this box, and you know that the sum of these two boxes is actually equal to the number of apples, for example, on the box that is on the right hand side, then you can actually assume that, okay, there could be 8 apples in this box and 0 apples in this, right? There could be 1 apple in this and 7 apples in this, and there could be 2 apples in this and 6 apples in this, 3 apples in this, 5 apples in this, 4 apples in this, and 4 apples in this, and so on. You could just write it like this, and then you can just go write it like this: 3 apples here, 2 apples here, 1 or 0 apples, right? So these are the possibilities that both of these boxes can have, right? So since we do not know how many apples each of these boxes have, we are going to name these boxes as variables, because they can have any of these 8 combinations of uh, you know in fact 9, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 combinations of number of apples or whatever balls or whatever you can take it as an example. So we're going to name these boxes as variables. So in mathematics, we do not draw boxes. We instead use the help of English alphabets. So we can call this box as x and this box as y, and we are adding these together, and in simple terms we can write x plus y is equal to 8, right? So you know that x and y could have these values. If x is 0, y would be 8. If x is 1, y would be 7. If x is 2, y is 6, and so on. So these are the combinations, the possible combinations of x and y. Since we do not know what value x is going to have, that is why we are calling these to be variables. X and y are variables. They have some value, but we do not know they can actually contain any value or any of these 9 combinations. what if we are told that the number of apples in the box y is 5, for example, right? So we know that y is equal to 5 now. So we automatically know the number of apples in box x or variable x is 3. So value of x is going to be equal to 3. But how do we know? We know because we just write it down in this equation. X plus 5 is equal to 8, and we know what number are we adding to 5 in order to get an 8. Well, that is 3, so value of x is going to be 3. So this is what actually algebra is about, to find the values that are unknown to us initially, right? So sometimes we could be, for example, given 5 plus 3 is equal to x. This is pretty simple. We just add them together and we know x is equal to 8. uh, like we want to know what the number of apples in this box, or we could be, for example, given already the number of apples in this box and the number of apples or balls or whatever in one of these two boxes, and be asked to calculate or find out the number of apples in the other box. So for that we use the tool that was introduced to us by some Al-Khwarizmi and company some 800 or 900 years ago. So this is pretty useful, and in the next videos we'll be talking about how do we further use the concept of algebra in order to find and solve problems and solutions for very complex problems that we otherwise would not be able to solve.